Hey everybody, Ace Trainer Liam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form or a branched evolution or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield using a variety of different moves. We have a metronome battle between those Pokemon just for a little bit of fun. If you're already a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show you're enjoying this series, and of course hit the subscribe button if you're new so you never miss an episode. With all that out the way, let's have a look at today's challengers. Today on Form Fight, we're going to be comparing the two forms of the mythical Pokemon Diancie, which are Diancie and Mega Diancie. Now, when you have a Diancie in your party, it will always be in its regular form. However, a Diancie holding Diancite will be able to Mega Evolve into Mega Diancie during a battle and will remain that way for the entirety of that battle. What makes these two forms of Diancie so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, Diancie stands at 0.7 meters tall and weighs 8.8 kilograms, whereas Mega Diancie stands at 1.1 meters tall and weighs 27.8 kilograms. They both share a Pokedex entry which reads, "A sudden transformation of carbing. Its pink glimmering body is said to be the loveliest sight in the whole world. It can instantly create many diamonds by compressing the carbon in the air between its hands." Appearance-wise, Diancie has a somewhat humanoid upper body that looks to be wearing a dress, and has a rock for its lower body, with crystal decoration on its head. Mega Diancie looks very similar, with a much longer veil and dress and a lot more crystal decoration, and the rock portion of its body is now also a full gem. In their shiny forms, they simply switch their white dress for a deep pink, because why not? Now let's have a look at the typing, weaknesses, and resistances of these Diancie forms. Both forms of Diancie are dual-type rock and fairy Pokemon, which makes them weak to ground, steel, water, and grass-type attacks, with the steel weakness being a 4x weakness. They both resist normal, flying, bug, fire, and dark type moves and are completely immune to dragon type attacks. Now let's take a look at the stats and abilities of these Diancie forms. Regular Diancie is a slow but bulky mythical Pokemon with huge defense and special defense, great attack and special attack, but lackluster speed and HP. Its only ability is Clear Body, which prevents Diancie from having its stats lowered by opponents. This of course allows Diancie to continue to damage opponents without the threat of having its power reduced or even its accuracy. As for Mega Diancie, it's actually a lot more fragile than its regular counterpart, losing more than 26% of its defense and special defense. However, it does gain a 60% increase in both attack and special attack, and more than doubles its speed. Its only ability is Magic Bounce, which bounces non-damaging moves back at the opponent. This not only prevents stat-dropping moves and status-inducing moves, but also throws them back at the opponent to disrupt their strategies and give Diancie the edge. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two forms of Diancie I prefer, and I'm gonna go with the Mega just because it's more powerful. I know it's a lot more fragile than the original version, but I just don't see the point of using it if it's not quick enough to attack, because if you're going in there with base 50 speed, someone's just going to use Flash Cannon, someone's just going to use Steel Wing, and they're just going to take you out. Even if your defenses are that little bit more, the 4x weakness is a big risk factor. So I'd want to attack with a powerful move rather than, you know, just sit there and hope that I don't get hit with a super effective 4x super effective move. So I'm going to stick with the Mega just because it can hit harder, it can hit faster. It just makes more sense to me. But of course, it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide which of these two forms of Diancie are your favorites. But before you do that, it's time to see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. It's time for the metronome battle. Before we get started, I will point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats. They're not holding any held items. They've got neutral natures. They only have access to one ability each, so we know what abilities they're going to have. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon gets comes from their base stats. Everything else is all up to the metronome. Let's go. Here we go, a mythical battle, a battle of mythical proportion. Diancie versus Mega Diancie. Who is going to reign victorious? Basically, who's going to get the first steel type move, I think is really going to be the difference maker here. As we see everybody on the field right now, what's going to happen here? We see Shiny Mega starting things off with Wrap, which is not going to be very effective, but of course is going to harm regular Diancie at the end of each turn for a little bit of chip damage at the end of each turn. What will happen now? We see regular Mega. What will that do in response? Going to go for Charge. Ooh, it's going to increase its special defense. Not a bad play right there, since of course the Mega team are the more fragile team. What will regular Diancie do in retaliation? It's still under Wrap as well. Going to go for Psych Up and copy stat changes. Which Mega though? It's going to copy the Shiny Mega, not the regular Mega that actually had a stat change. That's unfortunate. Here comes Shiny Regular, who is going to go for a Throat Chop It will not be very effective because of the fairy typing, but it did a decent amount of chip damage right there. And there we see the wrap damage applying to regular Diancie at the end of that turn. So the Megas will start things off for the next turn. What have they got in store for the regular team? Are they going to use that firepower to their advantage? Going to go for Feather Dance, but of course Diancie's clear body prevents the stat change from happening, so a wasted turn right there as Shiny Mega looks to follow up with a skill swap. So it's going to swap out its Magic Bounce for Clear Body. I don't know if that's a smart move right there, because Magic Bounce practically is Clear Body. But, you know, do what you need to do. It doesn't really make a lot of difference there, except for now you can be poisoned or burned or paralyzed, I guess. Here comes Bone Rush, though. That'll be super effective from regular Diancie onto Shiny Mega. We get the one hit. How many hits are we going to get right now? We get 2 hits. We're getting a third, and that is it. 3 hits doing massive damage to Shiny Mega. So Shiny Mega is in a difficult position. And here comes Shiny Diancie, who is going to go for Poison Powder, but it is avoided by Shiny Mega, who, remember, could have been poisoned by that Poison Powder at this point because it now has Clear Body and not Magic Bounce. So that was a very good play by Shiny Diancie right there. As Shiny Mega, who is in a difficult position right now, goes for Psycho Boost, though. That's going to do some massive damage right there. Huge damage to regular Diancie there, bringing it down into the yellow, much lower, about a quarter of its max HP left now. As we see regular Mega going for Razor Wind, it is going to whip up a Whirlwind, which it will release on the next turn, although I believe it's not going to be very effective. Here's Shiny Diancie, and what will it do here? Going to go for Sunny Day and bring out the sun. Is it hoping for a Fire-type move? Don't really know the logic behind this. Maybe going for a 1-turn Solar Beam. I guess that would take, or a Solar Blade, would take out the any of these Diancie, possibly. Here is regular Diancie, who is increasing its defense with Harden, making itself just that little bit more bulky. Okay, fair play right there, as the wrap still continues to deal damage to Diancie, bringing it down into the red. It's in the danger zone right now. Shiny Diancie might have to go this one alone. Here's the Razor Wind, which is going to hit both Diancie there. Is it enough? It's not enough to take out regular Diancie, though. Regular Diancie is still living as Shiny Mega goes for Skydrop. It's going to take which Diancie? The Shiny Diancie into the air there, so it won't be able to attack this turn. This could be the last turn for regular Diancie, so it better come up with something big. Goes for Floral Healing. Luckily, it's avoided by the Shiny Mega. I think the wrap damage is going to knock it out this turn, though. It's hurt by wrap, and it faints, so it's down to Shiny regular Diancie there, who, of course, can't attack right now because they're in Skydrop. But, oh my goodness, that Floral Healing, if it would have hit Shiny Mega, it would have been all over. Floral Healing of its own, though, could have used that, could the Shiny Diancie, although I believe it's not at full HP. Well, it could have done with the Floral Healing anyway. Man, dual Floral Healing. As it's freed from Skydrop, here comes Shiny Diancie. What will it do here? Gonna go for Vital Throw. That's not going to do a great deal of damage, but it will be neutral on the regular Mega there. Now it's the Mega's turn to retaliate. Here is Shiny Mega Diancie. What will it do? It's going to go for Parting Shot, although, of course, Magic Bounce from the Diancie bounces it straight back, but Clear Body that it copied from that same Diancie is going to nullify that move. Bit of a wasted turn there. And here's regular Mega going for Defend Order, going to increase its defense and special defense by 1 stage. A testament to good old Vespiquen from back in the day. And what will, not a testament, paying homage, there you go. And here is Ancient Power from Shiny Diancie onto the regular Mega for a tiny bit of chip damage and no Ancient Power boost, unfortunately, for Shiny Diancie. What will regular Mega do here? It's going to go for Seed Bomb, which will be super effective. That should do massive damage to Shiny Diancie, and it does. Brings it down to just 28 hit points left. Now it's Shiny Mega's turn. What's it going to go for here? It could win the battle right now. Going to go for Leah and try and lower the defense, but of course Magic Bounce bounces it back. And Leah is going to be effective on the regular Mega there, so drops the defense, which was increased earlier on. And here we go with Sand Attack, but of course it's going to be Magic Bounced back at the regular, the Shiny Diancie there. So it's going to have its own accuracy drop. That's so unfortunate. The Sunlight fades. It's not looking good for Shiny Diancie right now. I think the Mega team very much has the edge, as we see regular Mega going for Bug Buzz. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's not going to be very effective. It's not enough to knock it out, but Shiny Diancie is in a very difficult position right now with just 9 hit points in that red zone. Here's Shiny Mega with Cotton Spore, but of course it's going to be Magic Bounce straight back. That Cotton Spore is going to hit I believe only one of the Megas, though. It's going to reduce the speed harshly of, just of the regular Mega there. So at least it's not the slowest thing on the field anymore. It's going to go for Magnetic Flux, but that is going to fail in this battle, unfortunately, for that shiny Diancie. Now it's all time for the Megas. It's the Megas play. It's going to go for Spark. That's going to be the knockout. The shiny Diancie did try very, very hard, but unfortunately the Megas were just too powerful and just had the upper hand from the get-go. Well done to the Mega team. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of the two forms of Diancie do you prefer? Is it Diancie or Mega Diancie? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these wonderful people down here do, you can pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrinillion. And for live streams 5 days a week, head over to twitch.tv/AceTrinillion. But until next time, I'm Ace Trinillion. Keep on training.